So folks, welcome to this episode of Rumble. My guest today is a person. I would want to tell you that it's a girl or a guy, whatever, because they are filmmakers and they come in all sizes and sexes. So her name is Yamini Krishna. So welcome to the show, Yamini.
Thank you.
I know you're been wanting to make a film for a long time, and you're getting there in the sense making your own film, but you have been involved in making short films as well as feature films.
I've worked with a lot of filmmakers, directors, director Radha Mohan and Mr. K.V. Guhan. I worked as their assistant director, so I feel I do have a lot of...
So tomorrow they just clutch their chest and fall over. You'll have no problem stepping up and taking over the shoot?
There have been situations where, one day my director couldn't make it to the set, and and another associate director, we had to handle the entire...
And it went off well, you didn't have to cancel the shoot. Okay, first let me start asking you, what is a short film?
Shorter, as in how do I explain? It is not a 3-hour film. It's a 20-minute film, which has, which could sail you through the emotions that you expect to feel while you're watching a movie.
Okay. So what would be the average length of a short film as opposed to a feature film? Feature film is what, 2.5 hours?
2.5 hours, and a short film would be about 20 minutes, could be 30 minutes, it could be...
So there's no definition? Though I know that Wikipedia says generally not more than 40 minutes, but do we stick by those kind of things? Did you stick by it when you made your film?
No, I did not.
You said this much is all I want to say and stop it.
Yes, pretty much, but not exactly that way. But I had only 15 minutes to convey. Plus, that's a lot of had to get. This was a documentary film, so it wasn't really actors; it was real artists. So I had to get that time, and
there were not multiple actors in the same frame, so everybody was separate.
Yeah, everybody was shot separately.
So you didn't have that particular problem of matching dates and places.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be very complicated when it comes to scheduling and making a film. It's a tedious process, but it's an amazing.
So tell me, this idea of making a short film, was it because of the subject, or you say I need to make a short film because I want to make a feature film and this will be my calling card, visiting card?
I wanted to experiment with filmmaking. After I got out of Prakash Raj Productions, I figured that I have to write a script, and it didn't end there. You have to execute the script. So I just want to give direction a shot, and the answer was a documentary film called Art of Freedom.
Okay.
It started off with an artist called Joyston Vaz, and I just wanted to say I was very inspired by his way of life. I mean, he went out of his way to create a market for himself. He's a graffiti artist. There are no graffiti artists in city. It's a really thing. I mean, there's a very.
But do they have a lot of graffiti artists in India, or even India? They're very few.
Very few. Successful graffiti artists.
Okay.
So I wanted to bring to the outer notice about his success, about art. I mean, the idea of art must be told to people so that they choose to do different things. I mean, it's about doing different things.
Sure. But graffiti is basically almost compared always with protest. Graffiti art is always some kind of protest against the system, against. So that's probably why we don't have too many of them.
I do agree that it is seen as an outlaw-ish way, or it was a vandalistic idea. Yeah. But breaking all those norms is the idea of
Joyston is one of those guys who did it for that reason.
That is only a byproduct of what he's done. Okay. Choosing graffiti has made him look like someone who's choosing to do something vandalistic. I think the whole idea is about what you have towards graffiti. That is only in the European countries or American countries.
Okay.
Out here, he's more into.
I know that you were involved with him when he did graffiti. Wall outside that stereo vision.
Yes, stereo vision.
Yeah, I think was it because Harish figured out that we set him apart in the market, or did he didn't think of all that? He just said, "I want graffiti."
Actually, the real reason was that that place is It's Ritchie Street. So
Yes.
we all know what Ritchie Street is.
Okay.
So to clean up that area and make it look like a real Ari shop,
All right,
venue.
so that was
he
his
wanted.
idea.
That his daughter's
I mean,
idea.
he could have stuck some printed poster if he wanted to, but he chose to do this.
Graffiti, yes.
So what was the thought process behind that picture? Did you get involved while he was composing the picture itself?
It was all about cinema and anything associated with the camera. So it was completely his idea. I mean, it was an amazing deal to just watch him, throw up colors and come up with such amazing paintings.
And all the material that he uses all available freely in our country, or they?
Yes, they are.
They're not imported, are they? I mean, they probably are.
Some of them, some nozzles and a lot of materials are imported.
But it doesn't matter. We're importing all sorts of things. So one more. So how did you go about it? Did you plot a story in it, or that wasn't there part of the deal?
The ideal way to go about making a film would be to come up with a story, but then it did not happen that way for me. I had to, the idea was only about Joyston. We had to somehow explain his emotional life.
Okay.
That was my idea. And
But finally, when I saw it, there were a whole bunch of other characters.
Yes.
Who were not there with the graffiti people, but you
But
brought them in because you felt they add to the story, or
certainly, to explain the idea of even the title changed. In the end, it was supposed to be art through freedom or freedom through art.
okay.
And but art of freedom is something completely different. From
All right,
freedom
her
through art.
Art of Freedom is actually available on the YouTube. You can just go up and watch it and write whatever you think about below that. So when you come back, we find out what about her feature film life. That's where she's actually driving towards. So I did say that we'll jump into the feature film part of it, but just one small little question I forgot to ask you on the short film side, which is the funding. Everything requires money. So how did you pull that off? Or was it just
I
Papa's
tried
money?
my best to get funding from other sources, like art galleries, fund.
Oh,
there are a
that's
lot-
quite unique. Thinking of an art gallery, were they receptive to the idea?
They all liked the idea, but they didn't want to fund.
Okay, was it very large? I mean, I thought.
Actually, no. There wasn't much of money involved. It was, but
Did you need a lot of money?
I did not.
So even that, these art gallery walas were not ready to fork out, or they didn't see any value in it.
I think that's the whole deal. I mean, everybody wants to have some purpose. They couldn't see how it could help them. So
now in hindsight, do you think anybody pitching for a short film should also get all those sides of it ready?
definitely, you need money to make.
No, I mean
movies.
get the pitch right to the client, to the sponsor who you're looking to fund the program. You should get all that ready so it's easier to sail through.
Definitely, it should be part of that. That's the whole idea of corporatization. When it comes to filmmaking, all directors do it. You'll have to find a method to approach a producer or expected
The money bags.
producer.
Exactly. Who's got the money, he should want to open the door and let you in.
He should find some kind of purpose in doing what he's doing, because at the end of the day, if you spend your money, you also feel like.
So finally, okay, so those doors were shut for you. So where did you get to find the money?
I couldn't get funding at all. I just had to manage with, I had to talk to a lot of people.
Did you take off your bangles and rings and chuck them at some pawn broker and get money?
No, but my dad did help me a little bit.
Okay.
So
okay, if not disclosing any terrible secret, what did it cost you?
I cannot answer that because it costed me a lot. I mean,
that's again relative term for Steven Spielberg. What you spent was nothing. For somebody else, it would be like a hell of a lot. So for you, you said it's a hell of a lot. So let's hear the figure. What do you spend finally in cash?
um,
I haven't thought about it.
I guess it's the whole idea of, okay, say 25,000.
Okay, so 25,000 for you. It was a lot of money for what you did, or you felt that 25,000 is a lot of money in any case, not only
Because
for what you did.
I'm not doing anything else. See, that's the whole idea. If you want to follow your passion, you cannot be bothered about not having money.
You go find it, simple as that, somehow.
You just have to do it.
Yeah.
You just have to, find your way through the obstacles, and that's the whole struggle all these people talk about. And
So was it a fun experience? At the end of the day, the struggle, you look back and say that I was worth it.
It is definitely worth it.
You still got some reservations. You're not saying, yep, it was great. You said it was worth it, but what?
It's just that you've spent so much time. I mean, I think it's totally worth it. It's just that you lose your friends, and there's so much that happens when you make when you set forward for a journey.
Okay.
Especially when you're making a film, it is. I think it's very natural for you to face a lot of emotional trauma.
Yeah, I mean, you lost any friends and you talk about like it was not a very great experience. Your friends are still with you after that whole venture or not?
No, they're not.
They're not with you. Okay. So they felt that you're taking the limelight. Was that one reason? Because somebody else who's listening to you should know what not to do.
I guess you need to be sane.
Okay, so you were insane well in the project.
I don't know if I should admit.
Yeah, go ahead. Admit. I think you should.
I think insanity is a real part of.
Is it a prerequisite to making a movie?
That's why sanity also takes a place. You need to know what is going on. You need to be aware of your reality, and at the same time, fight your way through it and following your dreams. And it is a very imbalanced state of living, especially when you're
on your own and doing it with no assistance. You did the whole thing yourself.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of friends helped me out. All of that.
Yeah, so you're not putting a cost to all that. I mean, that is people who walked in on the set and gave you advice, gave you maybe coffee, this, that, and the other. That is one side of it. But the support that you got from your friends, was it wholehearted?
It definitely was.
Yeah, okay. So then it was a good experience for you overall. But most people make short films, from what I understand, make short films, as I say, to make it like a visiting card. So when you go up to the next producer whom you want to convince, you say, listen, take a look at this, what I've done. This is what I wanted to convey. Do you see that in my short film? Rather than explaining to him, I'll do this, that, watch it. So was that the idea why you went in for it?
Exactly, sir. I needed a showreel for myself. I've done a lot of photography work, but that doesn't pass me as a filmmaker.
True.
So I do have a lot of videos to show, but I had to have a documentary film or a film. A continuous, as in a...
It's got to look like a product. And you have a titling, you've got scrolling, all that stuff. It's going to be put together as a full product. Only then people think that this is a film.
Not just that. You need to have... you need to have something in the film that goes across to the audience and makes them feel like something that the film felt.
So what is the feedback from your friends?
A lot of people told me there was deep. It participated in Chennai International Women's Film Festival.
Okay.
It was screened in the festival.
Okay.
It did not win, but
got good reviews.
It did. A lot of unknown strangers walked up to me and said that it's a really good attempt, and that was very encouraging for me.
So do you think on the strength of that you could, let's ask her when you come back, whether she'll actually burst into mainstream filmmaking on the strength of what she did? Because that will drive a lot of other guys to make pictures. And then before you started the filmmaking on your own, this short film, you did mention that you worked in a film, like you said at the very beginning. 2 films.
Payanam and Nidhivan.
Okay.
And Gaganam.
Yeah, and so who was responsible for that? In the sense, you went through the producer, through the director, or you just...
I met K.V. Goen sir for the first time in Duet Movies, which was Prakash Raj Production House.
Okay.
And I started working for Anything Neither. That was a 3-year film. It took 3 years to complete it. And
now, on hindsight, do you think it required 3 years to produce, or was it just other problems?
I believe that It's a director's journey. End of the day, I mean, there was a lot of financial problems.
Is that what caused the film to be dragged out for so long?
Yeah, certainly.
Nothing else. I mean, no, the actor was not available.
No,
the weather was bad.
they were all newcomers. We auditioned so many of them, and
so the whole exercise together took 3 years.
Yes, sir.
And you were involved right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. So that should have been a really full-time experience. I mean, and when I say full-time, I mean a complete experience.
After that, I got out. I was working with the artist I mentioned to you about.
Yes.
And I was helping him out with graffiti and all that. And then I joined Radha Mohan sir for his movie Payanam, which was a bilingual in Telugu as well.
What is it called?
Gaganam.
Gaganam. Yeah. Okay.
It had Nagarjuna in the movie.
Yeah.
And it was a great experience. You know, I really learned how to handle a big set. You know, to work in a big set. It was a huge set.
Yeah, I remember you telling me somebody telling me there was some plane set that got blown away or caught fire or something like that.
No, we didn't do that. In fact, that set is still available in Ramoji Film City. A lot of ads are being made in that set.
So full aircraft.
Yeah. And
it was a hijacking
yes.
movie. So that's why it had to be built.
Yes, sir.
It was built for your movie.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And there's an interior set also inside the film city.
Oh, so not connected with the outdoor plane standing on the...
No.
Okay. So how is it working with a big star? I mean, Nagarjuna, you can't get any bigger than that in Telugu. I mean, today's maybe they're younger stars, but he's still a big name.
He is. I mean, it was magnificent. I mean,
yeah.
I can't really explain it. It was amazing to meet a huge star and be with them as if it's a normal life, as in for a routine.
But how is he? For all the people who don't know him, only know him as a remote star. How is he as a person?
I think he's an amazing person. He's very friendly. He's
and film savvy wise, is he fully clued in? You don't have to go and tell him anything. He just knows it, or you still have to.
He's a very experienced artist.
Yeah, but still, do directors have to direct, as they say? The star is so experienced.
The director has to move you forward through each and every shot. That's how the
yeah, I mean the actor can't visualize that part of it. That only the director see.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but does he offer suggestions?
Oh yeah, dialogue suggestions.
He does.
His costumes are chosen by him and his costumer before the movie even commences. So.
Okay. And what was who were the other stars in that movie?
There was a lot of artists. M.S. Bhaskar, Prakash Raj was in it.
Okay. And then anybody like a younger star, the hero, the romantic interest, was it all?
It was a newcomer called Rishi. He's a theatre artist. He's in a good actor now.
So he's done pretty well after that?
Not as much as we expected,
okay.
But he's doing good. I mean, he's. I guess you know him. I mean, Rishi. I'm sure you would.
I mean, the name rings a bell, but I can't place his face. But he's going on to do other movies in Tamil.
He does some work in theatre as well.
So that one shot at big-time filmmaking has sort of prepared you to even go and take your script and show it to somebody?
It was not just the filmmaking that has given me the confidence, but it's also a lot of personal experiences, struggling with. I'm really passionate about making films. That's my whole drive.
Does money enter the equation anywhere?
It does,
Only that it should take care of your needs. I mean, is that all?
That's about it. I mean, I see money as a byproduct of doing something.
More like fame or satisfaction? Do you like to be recognized and say, oh, there goes Yamini, the director of...
I would love to be recognized that way.
That is what drives most people into cinema, isn't it?
I'm sure that's what it is. But it's also, I don't know, I think along the way you get used to the idea of experiencing the magnanimousness of cinema.
Okay. What about casting, which is a critical field thing in India? We just make an actor go and shoehorn him into any role because you got the star has got to be in the movie, so you just fit him into, create a place for him. While in the West they spend a lot of time in casting. Is it, casting even for the big stars?
Casting is, in India it's completely different, sir. It's about image, it's about it's about how much love an audience has for the
Not
particular
appropriateness
artist.
of that character. Does that really, will you reject a big star because I don't think he fits that role correctly? Or you say, all right, we'll fit him. Don't worry.
You see, there are a couple of roles, I mean characters that you can create which might not suit any particular actor.
Yeah.
So when that happens, then it's a different thought process altogether. You'll have to
Rework the...
you'll have to think about it in many points of view. Will the audience accept it? Will it make a better difference? If it does make a better difference, the idea is to take that decision and move forward.
So you won't be fixated on one star and say, if I don't get that guy, I'm going to dump this movie or try something else.
Yeah, I do have an actor in mind for my film, and
so when you write also, did you have actors in mind?
yeah, I do. It makes a whole lot of difference when you work that way.
So how close are you to nailing your own film?
I'm quite close.
Yeah?
Yes.
Touching distance? Or just
a leap of faith.
shouting distance so far?
Actually, yeah.
So how much time do you spend marketing yourself? Or do you market yourself?
No, I do.
So what's the way in which you actually try to bring yourself into the attention of a prospective producer? Do you send him mailers?
I'll have to go and fix an appointment and narrate the story. That's
the good old-fashioned way.
Yes, sir.
Wait outside till the boss calls you in and say, okay, tell me. That's the way it is.
That's the way it works.
All right, Yamini, lovely having you here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, and I hope you really get that producer who's looking for you and the one that you're looking for. Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.